Well, hey there. Greetings and aloha. What's going on? Happy Saturday from Bangkok all over your body. It's Mike's from LiveMyAssOff.com along with my very good friend, Boom.
Robbie from Walking in My Shoes, Thailand.
Oh, dude. It's like a high two. We're so innovative.
We're so innovative.
Look at this, dude. This is just epic.
This is just epic.
Oh, my God. I love it. I love everything about it.
That's my fault,
All right.
guys. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Technology's tough. I understand. You know, you're good. Can you hear me now, ladies and gentlemen?
I can hear you.
Well, hey, guys. Glad to have you along for the ride. I'm glad you're on board. Please feel free to comment in the chat and be part of the Cool Kids table. And with that, welcome. 8 a.m. in Bangkok, Saturday morning, as we do every weekend now. And I believe this is like show 12 or something, dude. I mean, we are double-digit big boys. Big boys. The echoes are gone. Although if you just close your eyes, Mariano, there I am. That's all you'll hear. So today, Robbie is where?
I am in California. So I am back from my coast-to-coast trip here in good old California, people.
Perfect.
Beach area.
Perfect. Yeah. So you're back from the countrywide exploratory surgery.
Yeah.
No, and it was very, very cool, very interesting. I actually got a lot of decent comments from our guys about you going through the process of being with your son, spending time with your son, spending time with some family, but then also, you know, having some time alone to sort of like reflect when, you know, it's one thing to be alone at the office when you're like distracted, but it's everything to be alone in your car, you know, listening to podcasts, for example, like you were saying, but also, it's like, okay, so, you know, what am I doing? How much time do I got left? Yeah. And so today is 16 days, right? Is that $1,000 microphone? Your sounding is so good. Thank you so much, Joe. I could actually talk like this if you want me to do an AMSR video. Is that wrong? Okay. Anyway, sorry. Answer my question before I listen to myself talk again.
What's your question?
So when you were driving back, thinking to yourself, it's 16 days. Like I've got 2 weeks. Some of the thoughts that went through your head.
So 16 days, and man, the pressure is on.
Is it? Okay.
There's pressure, and I'm going to be honest, guys. There's second guessing. Do I delay my trip? Do I postpone it? So there's lots of that going on, and you know, again, to be totally transparent, definitely.
That's all right.
Definitely.
Me and Chrissy are just having a minute.
Yeah. Just a short minute. I like that. So anyways, as the second guessing, is this the right time to go? You know, do I leave now? Do I leave a month from now? And do I have my pieces together? Because guys, I mean, I'm going to show up there with a couple bags and ready to kind of, I'm going to get my retirement visa. So
talk to me about, because the retirement visa, you're not doing that this trip. Obviously, you don't have enough time. But some of the things that are making you question it. In other words, like what ducks are not in a row for you right now? I mean, because you and I obviously talk off camera, right? But it's like, you know, for the most part, actually, quite frankly, this statement that you just made is kind of a surprise to me. The whole second guessing thing. So I'd really like to delve a little bit more into that. Talk to me about, you know, what is the impetus for that?
So. You know, I at 52 years old today.
Ladies and gentlemen, I completely forgot. What if we only had a graphic to like celebrate 5-2 Hasip song right now? I mean, where's Kitty when I need some Hasip song?
Bam.
Happy birthday,
I don't know, dude. Is Kitty even online?
Is she even awake? My God.
No idea. I mean, we got to do some phone calls. We got to do something. Yeah, is she on? Where are you, Kitty?
Double click on that Thai lady. That's absolutely the case, dude. Very, very good.
If we only had a graphic for that.
What if we only had a graphic for that? I mean, that would just be amazing.
Yeah. So, you know, at 52 years old, guys, it's scary because I don't have a traditional retirement. A lot of guys have 401k or company retirements or whatnot. But as an entrepreneur and a business owner myself, it's up to me to have a business developed enough to where I can leave and work remote. And all my pieces aren't together. And I got 2 weeks to get together. So there's where my second guessing comes in is how much revenue do I want to jeopardize by moving early rather than be secure? If that makes sense, rather than feel
It
safe. Because it isn't
it
safe
does.
moving, guys. And Mike's, I know you have comments on that, like when you first moved. Is it safe? Do you feel safe?
I mean, like
So
my physical safety, as far as like, am I going to get
no,
attacked by?
no. Financially safety is great. I'm glad. Let's clarify that. What I mean by
Thank you.
safe, guys, is safe that when I leave California, I've sold my BMW. I moved out of my apartment. I'm gonna be pretty much income less in a way,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't have retirements. I have different
Mm-hmm.
sources, but the support sources are dependent on me earning. I can't just come back. Not that I would want to, right? You can't just
You
come back to California. I can't just, once I
well,
move out of my apartment, guys,
I will
that's
tell
it.
you that in comparison, as far as if I just come, well, one of the things my dad. So I'm leaving. Like I go back in October of 2019 to tell my parents I hate I can't work there any longer. It was amazing until it wasn't. And so I'm quitting my job and I'm moving to Thailand. Now, again, I had already been
Yeah.
going to Thailand back and forth for like a certain amount of time. So they weren't like, okay, man, oh my God. I mean, if I said to them, hey, I'm going to go to Czechoslovakia, they'd be like, what the fuck, Yugoslavia? And, but
I'm gonna be
it,
homeless, Mike.
I'm going to be homeless, right? And, but here's the thing is
Thanks,
that,
Alan.
you don't have, you're with means. Yeah. So is that your brother?
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you mean homeless? No, I'm going to stay with you, bro. How's that?
I'm planning on sleeping on his couch, man. I think his wife would love it. So
But I mean, I quit my job, so it wasn't like I could throw my tail between my legs, cruise back to my employer, and say, "Oh my
yeah.
God, please." I mean, I guess I could. Yeah, you could always just beg for forgiveness. I'll take a 75% cut and pay. Just hire me. All right, fine. But you've got a business. I mean, you can fly back to California any day, walk into the office, and basically just get back in your inbox on a Monday morning, right? I couldn't do that. So you can always come back, especially in your scenario, is my point. And as far as like, oh, I don't have a place to stay. I mean, again, you can always stay with buddies, for a few weeks. Um, but
Dude,
but
check this out real quick. I'm
yeah,
stopping
no,
you. I love it.
great job, Reef.
I
He's
know
so
this is
awesome. Every single
I'm
time.
coming. That $5 right
So,
there is a smoothie and a half, man.
but here's the beauty of it.
I love it.
Is 52 years old, it's $5, right? So that's for your birthday. And then, of course, as Joe always does, to one up somebody. Yeah, there you go. So we got $10.20 USD, which is about almost probably more like 400 baht at this point.
Wow. Well, that's a couple smoothies, right? So,
It is.
guys,
Well, Reef's
come to
coming.
Thailand. When is Reef coming? What's the date?
December 3rd. I've got it in my calendar. And I am totally stoked. Can't wait for you to get here, Reef. It's going to be awesome because by the time you get here, Robbie will already be here. So both of us are taking our smoothie money, bro. And absolutely,
and definitely, it's not a month's rent in Thai. That's for sure.
I wonder where you could live. I mean, I think the cheap. Actually, there was one just down the street here. No air conditioning, right? But it had a room and a bathroom, no hot water. And I'm going to go with. I think it was 2,000 baht, maybe. So
Holy
60.
cow, 30 to 60 bucks.
Well, yeah, and with the current exchange rate, even now, I can't even imagine. Let's see, hold on, 2,000.
All right, so here we go. Reef landing in Phuket. So, Mike, you're not going to go to Phuket, are you? Because I'm planning on being in Phuket. I'm not sure if it's December.
Oh, December 6th. All right, well, let me double check and make sure that I have that number. And I do remember you saying that, Reef. I apologize. So December 6th, I don't know, dude. I mean, Jesus, who knows what we're going to be doing in December? We could absolutely be going to Phuket to do a remote. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about really so Reef? Are you planning on coming to Pattaya or Bangkok? So let's ask that question.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there's a beauty. I'll tell you what, dude. If I hadn't just been back in Boston, I would ask you to bring me back some Planters peanuts. But I got that. I brought some cheese back because I love Dubliner cheese that you can get for I think it's a 3-pound brick of it at Costco for like $11. And over here, I think 100 grams of it is like over $11. But so yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know, dude. You can go anywhere And you've been to all. Here's okay. So now, okay. So this could be a run. What did he used to call it? My buddy Jeremy from Do More a challenge. That's what he called. Yeah, he would put someone in the chat would put out a challenge to other people in the chat to like try and one up each other to like generate revenue. And it was very interesting because I mean, there's no real payoff, right? It's like I tell you what, guys, first person to give $2 gets a T-shirt. Or I mean, there was none of that. It was just sort of a this sort of inbred fighting, quite frankly, within the chat. I always thought that was kind of entertaining.
How about the first person to give 10 gets a sticker?
There's oh yeah, I don't have my mix. I got your little facial sticker there with a lot of beard hair, as it turns out. You know, that's actually pretty good.
You know what?
6'1". Robbie, here's the thing. I want you to go. So how much is five? Actually, how much is $5? So that's okay. 187 baht. So basically, you're going to do a video, and it's going to be 188 baht on Soy 61. What can I get,
dude? Joe, what do you think? I love that video.
I know exactly what you could get. Well, you could get kicked in the balls, but you could also probably make a new friend.
In the dick. Oops.
In the
I
dick.
shouldn't say that, right?
You could. I know exactly what we could do with 200 baht on Soy 61. We could freaking take a selfie with a ladyboy because that's their price. That's their.
I think
price.
we need to do it. I love it. I love that challenge.
200 baht. Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna round up, Joe. We're gonna go that's 200 baht with what YouTube takes. That's basically 100 baht. So that'll be good. That'll be the challenge. 100 baht, Soy 61. What can Robbie get at? And in fact, since it's 100 baht, we'll do 100 baht, 1 in the morning, Soy 61. How's that?
One in the morning.
What's the worst thing that can happen, dude? I mean, come on.
I'm 50. I'm 52. I gotta sleep, guys.
No. You're very busy. We're gonna put you over there when you're still on California time, which 1 in the morning there will be 11 p.m. Right? So yeah, no, absolutely. You're going there.
Well, I hope I was able to answer that question about just being nervous traveling.
But so it's just, I mean, one of the phrases that I use, or that a group that I hang out with uses, is fear of financial insecurity.
Yeah.
And, but again, I mean, I think, just to reiterate, I mean, I think you have quite a big net. You have the ability to basically cruise back home and have a job, whereas a lot of us that like leave our job don't have that. But additionally, one of the reasons we're doing this show, right? You and I are planning on how to generate revenue over here.
That's correct.
And I think the beauty of being 52 and doing that, and not being, I don't think 62 is old either, but 72. If you're 72 and you're still trying to generate revenue, I don't know. Unless your mind is very slick and you're still very entrepreneurial and that sort of thing. I mean, I hope to be, but yeah, I think at 52, dude, I mean, because again, it's the infamous, like, I'll tell you right now, I had a meeting with some Thais recently, and yeah, I'm older. So there's that whole, sort of affection, if you will, for an older male, but it's also like knowledge, right? And then, of course, I'm from Southern California, right? So they're like, oh, my God, you must know everything about startups. I'm like, right, exactly, just because. All right, so have you ever done that, Robbie? Have you ever rung the bell?
Yes, I did. And I rung it at the Red Hot in Phuket, which has, by the way, huge staff. But if you ring the bell there, it's 1,000 baht. And all the money goes to the band, and they love you. And by the way, speaking of love, check this out.
I know. Love. I mean, Joe. Well, so do you know about the spicy sausage?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
I want Joe to tell me from experience is what I want.
Well, no. So he's just remembering. So Dana and I, when we did Bangkok Strains, we used to talk about going on Soy Cowboy and having spicy sausage, and the comedy would write itself. That's actually, since you're coming up here and you're coming to Bangkok, we're definitely gonna have to go to Soy Cowboy at 1 in the morning.
I'm gonna give you guys my first week's schedule here in just a second, but go ahead, Mike.
Ooh, I'm excited about that, dude. Do you have a scroll? I love spicy sausage, actually. $5 or not. Spicy sausage is actually some of the best sausage. Hey, kitty, see, she was up. She was totally awake, dude.
She's up, man. She's awake.
I don't know if I've ever rung the bell. I know I've been in places. Yeah. I know that I had 2 buckets of ping pongs balls that I threw on the stage. Show, buddy? The ping pong show,
Yeah.
which was so disappointing, right? Because I don't know if you know the stigma, right? That basically,
No, could you tell us about it?
okay,
Give us
so
details.
years
The fans want
ago,
to know.
like back in the 80s, the women would have the ping pong balls and they would shoot them out of their cannon. So that was we're going to have to do a subscribers only live stream for me to get in more detail about that. But of course, now what you do, right?
Coming
is you pay
soon, you guys. Coming soon.
Dun-dun-dun.
Subscriber only.
Is you get a beach bucket, basically a beach pail full of ping pong balls, right, for like 1,000 baht, and then you throw the ping pong balls at the girls on stage, and the amount of ping pong balls that they get, they then can exchange those, for actual money. So, but it's actually pretty demeaning because what?
Dude, $1.49, and what?
Dude, keep it in the family. What's going on there, dude? Did you just like decrease your level of inheritance because of this guy?
I think I did. Dude, you just keep in mind, Alan, you still owe me $40. I mean,
wow. Okay, well, there's the challenge right there. Anyone with the last name Shipman who owes either of the co-hosts cash.
Yeah, I think I need to send him that means I have to give him 2 stickers. Hey, you see what Christy gave us? Christy threw in $1.50.
Yeah, I know. Look at that
for a smoothie, man.
Well, I know why. I mean, I know her boss. She's not making any money. Wait, what? Plus, he's leaving the country. She's like, oh, shit, I'm going to be out of a job. That's actually the cool. And that's another thing. The other reason you shouldn't worry is you got people that you basically trust that are competent to run your business while you're gone. I mean, dude, this is friggin' amazing.
And again, that was the one, the nervous. So, let me explain that. So again, being nervous of leaving so soon. I mean, we're talking 2 weeks away, guys. 2 freaking weeks. I'll be
16 days,
I'll be at the airport. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Saturday, I think, right? The 6th on a Saturday, or is it on a Sunday?
So that's a good question. Yeah, maybe we should, I think it's a Sunday, and then I think you physically get here Tuesday morning Thailand time. Isn't that right? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Okay, Tuesday morning.
Yeah. So 1 a.m. So leaving my team to where I'm out of here is definitely pretty hectic. And so what, one of my team members is Christy, as you guys all know. She's on right now. So if you guys want to say hi to her, so I asked her, man, I'm telling her, man, I'm stressed out, and she goes, Robbie, just why are you here? I mean, essentially, she's saying we got this.
What you're asking?
Yeah, she's basically saying we got this, and so she made me feel pretty relaxed this past week just by saying those words as I'm stressed out, going, what the heck? Am I leaving too early? Should I delay my trip a couple weeks and really get things sorted out? So
I don't know, dude. I mean, I was just so psyched to go. In fact, I remember going into my boss's office and basically saying, so I'm firing you. And I remember, I even said to him, I said, I mean, so like, do you need 2 weeks? I mean, I've designed this I've been gone for like 8 weeks before on vacation.
Yeah.
And the system runs. I mean, I've designed it this way. And so I said, do you need like 2 weeks? And he goes, yeah, you should probably give us 2 weeks, just for, I don't know, for whatever reason. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I mean, I could leave right now. Like, the whole thing is designed. My guys got this. I got a team just like you, right? And they can handle this, no worries. But yeah. I mean,
I'm not
guess
too worried about it. It's having a good team together. And
for sure.
And Christy's been with me for a while now, knowing some of the stress I've had, and pretty much making sure the pieces are working so I can go. And I'm excited about going. And in fact, I talked to one of my buddies who will be on next week. He is planning on going to meeting me there in late November. So you guys, just so you know, you can look on my website at Wims Media, and I'll have a group travel. And that's where a bunch of my friends, a bunch of you guys are welcome to come. I shoot lots of YouTube video, and we go to the different bars. We're going scuba diving, all sorts of cool stuff. As it gets closer, I will be having a full itinerary. So if you guys do want to go, definitely definitely check it out. I don't know if we have the link somewhere. I think Mike
Yeah, I
just
threw
put
it
it in
up
there.
there.
Thank
I'm
you,
actually
Mike. Thank you so
absolutely.
much. Appreciate
I'm
that.
actually gonna do this too. I'm gonna copy and paste it in the chat, so that way everyone can actually go to it.
Reef, good night to you. Thank you so much for chipping in more smoothie money, and I'm looking forward to seeing you and hanging out, and definitely go to work. What the heck?
That's
where he lost me, man.
What do you mean? He's like, good night, boys. Got to work. He's going to work.
Yeah, he's going to work.
Which, I mean, again, if you're doing what you love, right? I said that because Robbie and I were talking about, forming a company in Thailand and a couple of things. Guys, we come over here, we talk about, how much money do you need actually for 2 to 3 weeks, which came up today this came up this last week in a conference call I had. And so Robbie and I are going to talk about that. But it's also like forming a company. Like, how do you form a company? Like, a lot of people are like, well, I can't own real estate, so I'll form a company. So company discussions come up. And Board of Investment, or BOI over here, is a great opportunity for a lot of people. And so we were talking about that. And, so, I mean, so many things are going to happen. I have absolutely, between now and the time that Reef gets to Phuket, quite frankly.
A lot of things are going to happen.
Yeah.
So, we showed a sneak peek of our big mattress, which I think is hilarious. We have talked about, I'll be the boots on the ground, traveling around.
Does your buddy have crickets in his house?
No, dude, that's my phone.
No, I know, I'm just kidding. I just heard that a couple times before, and I mean, with the stars like turning, with the sky turning in the background, I'm like, dude, you're getting like really moody on me. That's like pretty good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, 2 weeks itinerary, dude. That's gonna be cool. Are you gonna just update that on the website?
Yeah. So I'm gonna update that on the website. And you'll see it change pretty quick here. So if you were to go on the website now, let's say like the first night we're in Bangkok and we're checking out Nana Plaza and Soy Cowboy, I believe, in the first couple of nights, with a trip then down to Pattyaya. And again, we're going to be hitting the bars, guys. So this isn't something to bring your spouse. Sorry, that's just not the way it is.
The whole trip. I mean, again, if I look at your itinerary, I mean, day one talks about the Grand Palace in Chinatown. I mean, so it's not like you're going to show up at Nana at 10 in the morning.
No.
Be there the whole day.
No. Yeah, and we'll be staying at the Holiday Inn Express there on Sukhumvit. I'm trying to remember, and that's Stadium. On Stadium exit on the BTS. So
National Stadium,
Yeah. The stadium exit. Is it called National Stadium exit?
National Stadium,
it is. Yeah. So we'll be staying there and then just exploring Bangkok. The palace is worth weight in gold. The Chinese, that street market over there. It's awesome exploring that area. I really enjoyed it. And then at night, if you're not too tired and not too worn out, let's go.
This is from the guy that says he's going to bed at 8.
I have this great club that my buddy told me about. It's called Club Obsession, and I gotta tell you, man, you never know. You really never know what you might meet on Club Obsession. Not that I'm giving any hints right now of what you might meet, but I
think you know exactly what you're going to meet over there. It's quite obvious, actually. You're going to meet someone that's going to play great pool, that's going to have giant feet that you could water ski with. And
big hands.
Yeah, big hands, dude. Giant gloves, giant shoes for the majority of the people that work there. I'm a big fan of Obsession.
I'm a big fan. It's fun. And if you guys haven't seen, Mike's, do you still have that interview up with the Ladyboys that we did at the other club? Do you have that?
It may be unlisted. I think I removed it. The reason being is the audio was so bad. Plus, I wasn't aware at the time, but as you mentioned afterwards, some of the topics we talked about were not really appreciated by the Mama-san. As much as my apology of 3,000 baht, that seemed to make her totally okay with what we said. But regardless, to be fair, I mean, a lot of, the discussion in there was not really our channel. I mean, a little bit of it was, and we're going to get a little edgy, obviously, as we get, more into Thailand. But yeah, I think we definitely got to do. How much money are you pulling in today, dude? This is just like absolutely. These all your buddies?
I know them for sure. This is a super sticker.
Yeah, that's your channel, right?
I love it. I love it.
Oh, a super
Okay, yeah.
sticker.
Thank you, Megan. Yeah, I don't know if
Wow,
it's my
you're
channel.
at like 1,000 baht, dude. You have over 1,000 baht today.
No, I don't have 1,000 baht.
You
Do
do
I
because
really?
your brother gave 20 and she just gave 10, and I think
Oh,
30
because she gave a buck
USD.
50. I
Yeah, it's
need to give her a
1,100
raise.
1,130 baht, dude. You're friggin' living the dream right now. You are like you
I
big
need to
time, dude.
give.
You're
Do I need to give her a raise?
yeah, I think
Hey,
so.
Alan, go ahead
Basically,
and ask your question real quick, man, and we'll answer it
what was his question?
for sure. I don't know. He said what? I'm curious what is.
Oh no, I think
So,
he's referring to the $10 that silly Megan gave you.
silly Megan. I love Megan.
Does
She's
she
awesome,
does
man.
she work for you?
Yes, on a very part-time basis. So
Oh, right
she's
on.
a remote worker right now and
Got it.
finishing school. So,
Cool.
and by the way, you guys, speaking of school, is just so you know, Mike's Kitty, if she's still
Hmm.
online, she passed her test, her English test, which there are people in this English class, who have been taking it for like 2 years, and she's been in it 4 months and passed it, and she's done.
Dude, that's
So
so awesome.
it's amazing. Her English is much better, and yeah, now she's
So
ready to go to work.
this is reading and writing. Yeah, I know exactly. Now she can get a real job finally. No, I'm just kidding.
Now she can go get a real job. There you go.
Yeah,
Well, at
right.
41, she was telling me how hard it is to get a job at 41 years old,
That's
and then
interesting, isn't it?
discrimination is so huge over there. I mean, it's
It's
just
yeah, it's a different. Yeah, I mean it is. It's discrimination at the end of the day. I'm not going to say that it's not. But yeah, it's it's weird, right? Because I mean, over here, when you apply for a job, you need to attach your picture to the resume. They're
yeah.
going to ask you whether you're married, whether you're pregnant, do you have kids at home? Are you going to be? I mean, they've got a little bit more finesse, quite frankly, than they used to. But yeah, it is a little bit discriminatory, and I would argue that. Oh, hey, happy birthday, Robbie! How you doing there?
I'm glad that's not my
That
name. That's Bobby right there. So thank you,
Bobby.
Joe. I don't know
Yeah,
who you're hanging out with,
look at
but
that. This
she
is
looks like she's large and in charge, buddy.
dude
So
storing her roll of quarters exactly where it should be.
it's a,
I
it's a
absolutely agree
great
with that.
picture.
Yeah, for
Yeah, this is how
sure.
edgy we get, guys. This is about it. What question? There's the question. Like, where did she get that
Dude, I gotta
from?
grab a beverage. You talk to your brother there for a second. I want to know
Okay, I'm
what's
gonna
going.
talk to
I want
all
to know
you
what's going
guys
on
right
in
here.
his mind because obviously
I have
you've
no
updated.
idea.
Talk to him. Yeah. Oh my God, my brother's living in Thailand. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I have updated Alan a little bit on my adventures and all that kind of cool stuff. So you guys, real quick, I'm gonna arrive there on the 8th, which is like at 1 o'clock in the morning. And when I'm there, I'm gonna hang out, and I'm actually gonna be in Bangkok for about 1 week. So if you guys are in Bangkok and want to hang out, definitely come and let's go. We'll have that smoothie. We'll just kind of chill out, all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I'm not sure what question, Alan, you had for me, but if there is no question, that's all right. And check this out, Christy. Thank you so much, birthday boy. I love it. Take it. You know what's funny is this $10 you just gave me is definitely going to take Kitty out um, on a full date, and she will definitely appreciate it. And we'll bring something back for you for sure, and you can hold me to that. Um, so here we go. I will be there, Tom. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Tom, you're online here. Awesome. So I'm hoping to be at the YouTuber meetup in December, the first one in December. Um, so which will be totally rad. So I will be there. That's what I'm hoping. So I don't know if there's anything new going on, but that's about it. Let's see here. What else we got? Got any other questions? That was what I thought. Yes, Megan, you're awesome. You see this, Mike? So I got to show you this real quick. You missed the best love ever.
The best
I
lover
think
ever. Really? No
the
wonder
best
she works so
love.
cheap.
She does so cheap. So there you go.
That's awesome. Way to go, Christy. That's cool.
Yeah, that's totally cool. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys for sure. And what this does for me is definitely makes it so I'm going to take Kitty out on a nice date if she's still online. If she responds, let's see if she responds. I'm waiting for her to respond. I don't know if she's on.
I'm trying to think. So so people say, what's it going to cost? What's it going to cost for so that's 370 baht, dude. You can have an amazing dinner in Jomtien for 370 baht. You could take Kitty to Queen of Ice Cream for 370 baht.
How about buffet? Because she always loves buffet.
Jimmy Buffett, I'm a huge fan, dude, because the new big market, as they refer to it in Jomtien down there, Jomtien South. That's what they call it. New market,
yeah.
Big market. It's pretty good. But I will say again, street food, hands down. But to the pricing, the video that you released recently was discussing. It was tongue in cheek, flippant, obviously. Like, don't come to Thailand. It's you're not gonna like the food. It's just it's kind of funny. But the pricing that you were saying about how it's less expensive to go out than it is to eat in. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you say go out, you were referring to basically eating street food, not going to restaurants. I mean, if you go to a pizza joint in Thailand, it's actually much more expensive.
So definitely the majority is street food. I mean, you can find some restaurants. So Kitty and I would go to a place called Cheap Charlie's. It would cost us literally for a full meal 140 baht. And we're talking for two people at 70 baht a piece. And
is that
including
breakfast?
Coffee. Yeah. Yes. 70 baht.
70 baht for breakfast. Wow. That's
eggs, toast, a waffle, not a waffle, a pancake, and it was amazing.
Wow.
So yeah, it's honestly, the whole thing about living over there is, to go live your best life. And for me, I like being served food. I love that Kitty will cook for me every once in a while. I think that's great. But honestly, Mike's, I like it that we go out, we're getting served. She's happy as can be. There's no mess. There's no smell of food. And it's totally awesome. So, yeah, I love going out.
It
is cheap.
I will say it is very cheap. But here's the other thing, too, is that, you can get cheap food in the Philippines, but it's freaking disgusting. And the thing with Thailand that I love so much, and it's not just Bangkok, it's not just Pattyaya, it's not just these expat, where I live is a very Thai neighborhood. And one could argue that this is the very common sort of Thailand middle-class neighborhood that has just been exploding over the last decade. People actually have cars, right? And the street food here, I was eating with a buddy the other day, and we ate at one of these, I don't know. I think it's sort of in the Philippines, you refer to it as a canteen. So it's multiple little different stalls, right? It's not a market, but it's kind of like a food court, effectively, right? So you go in and you give 200 baht. You get a card, right? And then gets deducted. Yeah. So it's that experience. And so I got, and so he and I were sitting down eating, and both of us were remarking about how the minute, at least in my experience, certainly here in Bangkok, the minute you start spending 350 baht or more per entree when you go out to dinner, it's never as good as these friggin' 50 baht, 60 baht, 70 baht meals that you get at these places. I mean, the quality of it is just so much better. And that's what's so awesome is it's not I can live in the United States on $2,000 to $3,000 a month, but I got to live in a place that's not so great and potentially the crime is high. Whereas here it's oh my God, the less I spend on food going out, the better the quality, the better the taste.
Well, and then the most recent video it was published yesterday. The first part of it, I'm with Kitty and we're eating at Terminal 21 Mall. I mean, we're talking that meal was 150 baht or something. And I can't make that for that. I can't make what we got at home for that price and be stressless. And I guess you can. Was that $4 or $5?
Totally.
Yeah. So that's the whole point of that. If you like going out to eat, this is the place to go. I think it's a place to go no matter what. The point of that whole video was talking about don't be a complainer, right? Because there's things that are going to happen.
Yeah,
there's things, exactly. The dogs. Be okay with the dogs. we had Kitty being run after the dog. It was pretty funny because her name is Kitty and the dogs chased her. So
yeah, the dogs chased it. I mean, you mentioned that I have not had any problems with dogs here. I mean, I've seen them and that sort of thing, but for the most part, they're like, okay, so 2 legs, higher on the food chain, Darwin at work. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that guy.
Yeah, totally.
And it's
so, and since we're talking about money,
Joe, thank you.
Oh,
thank you
yes,
for the smoothie money, Joe. You're great.
Yeah. And since we're talking about money here, I get asked all the time. I know, Mike, so you do, and you're going to have great insight on how much does it cost, both how much does it cost to have holiday, and then how much does it cost to live there, and your experiences. You're living there right now. So is it something that you can talk about? How much does it cost to live there, to expat there?
So,
Bangkok.
okay, so yeah, we'll talk about it in 2 different scenarios. The current scenario I'm in is basically I'm a bachelor, meaning that I am here by myself. Gracie's in the Philippines and she's doing her stuff. And obviously, we... Yeah,
remember, he's a bachelor, guys.
Yeah. Which means I'm hanging out with Robbie, saying, Robbie, look, boobs.
Bam.
No,
hold on. Let's do one more time, Mike, just because I want to show this.
Show him the newer one, dude. Her teeth are enormous. Look at the size of those things. I mean, you could literally dance on them. Yeah, well, that's the thing.
All right,
she's
go
so
ahead,
cool.
Mike.
She's hilarious.
So
I was walking. The reason I have that photo is that Robbie and I took that photo a while ago when we were going to do the Ladyboy live stream that he was, that he was talking about. So I'm walking down Sukhumvit the other afternoon, and I'm like looking around or whatever. Someone waves their hands. Hey, do you want a massage? Whatever. I said no. I'm walking by, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're the one. So I took a picture. I said, oh my god, I got to send this picture to my buddy. He loves you. He can't wait to get back. So being here by myself, I don't do much, but I can tell you right now, I do not make food. I absolutely buy everything on the street. I have a chicken and rice lady. I have a soup guy. I have a shake guy. I have McDonald's ice cream cones, which are 9 baht. And presently, basically, to the beginning of the month, right now, October 21st, basically, because I haven't spent really any money yet today.
My birthday.
Absolutely. Hey. $982. Now that includes my rent. That includes the electric bill, which for me, because I have the windows wide open and both air conditioning on all the time, my most recent electric bill was like 2,500 baht. It's $65. And I'm at $982. That's rent. That's my cell phone, Gracie's cell phone. I believe it also included potentially her ticket back home. I can't remember, but effectively no travel. So that's what I'm at right now, basically 3 weeks in. And so if that's the case, then by the end of the month, I'll probably spend $1,200 just on living here.
$1,200.
$1,200. Yeah.
Okay. And this is in Bangkok, and you're off.
Yeah.
You're off Ekamai or Osuk, or where are you?
Punawiti. So I'm down. Yeah, so I'm basically down on Sukhumvit 101 near True Digital Park, if guys know where that is. But yeah, so in other words, a lot of guys know where. Basically, I mean, again, you could argue, yes, Ekamai is still sort of downtown. On Nut, you're starting to get away from downtown. I'm two stops past On Nut, which again, 10 years ago, I was like, oh my God, does the train even, is everything in black and white all the way down there? And now it's, it's much more expensive than it used to be. To vacation here, I mean, again, you got to consider the price of a round trip ticket. That's not free. But I'll tell you what, the price of a round trip ticket from Los Angeles is a lot. Go.
Just do this. Skadoosh. All right.
There
we go,
Christy. Skadoosh.
There you go.
Did we get paid for that? I hope so. I
think so.
So, Tom, I understand what you're saying as far as the middle class in Thailand just have debt. They don't all have debt. They have some debt, but there's no difference than saying the middle class in the United States have debt, dude. I mean, that's the national pastime. Even when everyone was getting paid to basically not work and stay home, they still accumulated debt. They paid off some of it for sure, but. And I don't necessarily think debt is a bad thing. I mean, there's very few people in the world, or let's just say for Western, that save up all of their money and then go buy a house for cash, right? Because, I mean, obviously there's pluses and minuses to owing your bank money. But I mean, if you do the math, which you do, which is shown to you when you sign the papers for your mortgage, the amount of money that you're going to pay based on, let's say for the sake of argument, 4% interest on, it's going to double the price of the house, over the course of 15 to 30 years or whatever. So, again, I understand that debt is negative. It's looked down upon, and I agree. But I can tell you that their quality of life is probably better. Maybe not. I know my quality of life thinking about money 24/7 living in Southern California was distracting. So yeah, maybe my life wasn't better. I did want to touch on one thing though, as far as cost, and Patrick mentioned this, as far as your sort of apprehension, right?
Yeah.
Which is, how am I going to make money? There's absolutely no way I could live the way that I live over here had I not earned my living in the United States. Okay. Again, that's why a lot of us come over here and we're labeled as rich, right? And I see what you mean. I see why you did that, because she said she would give us skadoosh if we did $5. Does that mean I'm like dancing for my dinner? Is that what that's called? She's basically
what? She might ask you to do that, and then comes off the shirt, Mike. So it might be a replay of Ladyboy Alley. So
I get this brass pole on the other. I can just double click on that, Christy. I'm more than willing to shame myself to make money. In fact, Thailand is the worst personal.
Yeah, I want to know what that means.
As the worst personal in Southeast Asia, the bubble will burst. The worst personal debt. I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with broken English when I'm speaking with someone who's native. No, I'm just joking. Ka-chow. Chest bump. Can I chest bump with Megan, or is that an HR issue?
It might be an HR issue. You have to ask Megan.
Vacation over here. Again, I had different experiences. If you've never been here before, and you're coming over and you're a single guy, because that's the only way I know how to first experience Thailand, as a single guy.
I'd say that's the way you probably should first experience, in my opinion. Have available $5,000, because you're going to come up with something and you're going to be spending US dollars. I was thinking about this the other day, and I think I shared this with you. I was walking somewhere recently and I'm like, I really got to go to the restroom. Now you're going to find restrooms everywhere, which is awesome. And they're quite clean. And I'm near a mall. So I'm like, I just go in, and you can also just like walk into a restaurant. You don't need to be a patron to use their restroom like in the US. It's so draconian, quite frankly. You're going to find things that you're going to be spending in US dollars is my sort of summary here. But I remember like I had to go to the restroom or whatever, and I walked in, and again, I was on vacation and I had this like funny money, right? And I walked in and I'm like, hey, can I use your restroom? And jokingly, they're like, okay, yeah, sure. And I gave her 1,000 baht, and she was like, what? You're going to pay me 1,000 baht to use the restroom? 10 baht.
I'm like, yeah, whatever.
10 baht.
Well, no, totally. Right. I mean, but it was like and I was just like, fine. Because it didn't make there was no attachment to the value of it, really. I was on vacation, So anyway, I would say living here for $2,000 a month, you can live a very great life. Coming here on vacation and spending, not even that, quite frankly. I mean, I know Robbie can do 6-8 weeks on $2,500, but personally,
I'm kind of cheap, guys. Sorry. So if you guys look back in one of my videos, I did do a video on basically spending $2,500 living in a high roller, I would say a high roller condo. And matter of fact, Tom might be able to say, I don't know if Tom lived there at one point. I want to say he did, and that's at the Riviera. I'm not trying to remember if Tom, you're the one who told me you've lived there before. But I budgeted $2,500 living like I'm an expat as a wannabe, and then Patrick, $1,500 a week, and I think that's pretty accurate. When I came in 2019. I went scuba diving one full week, went to Phuket. I did a bunch of different stuff, and I didn't quite spend as much as Mike's did. And Mike and I have two different stories, but again, Mike's, you don't drink at all. So, and I didn't drink that much other than, we did a table service one night, and that was pretty crazy. Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, for my experience.
It was awesome, weird though, because I remember going to the ATM 3 times a day sometimes and taking out 10,000 baht each time. So there were some days where I spent, $200-$300. I would say on average, including my accommodation where I was staying. Because again, when I was coming over here, dude, I still was in the US mindset. And so paying less than $100 for a room right on the beach with a balcony, it was clean and had hot water and air conditioning and that sort of thing. Anything less than $100, I was like, What are you kidding me? In Southern California, we have a word for that. It's called free. I mean, it doesn't even. In fact, I will tell you that when I first came over here, because I didn't really know what to expect, and I was in Pattyaya, and I was like, okay, well, this is cheap. I rented 2 hotels. In fact, one of them was an Airbnb. Yeah, one of them was an Airbnb condo right off Second Road, behind the Avenue. You know that mall. That's the soy. Yeah, so Avenue. So I rented a condo over there. I had a 1-bedroom condo over there. I rented that, and then I also rented a condo right there on. A hotel room right there on Beach Road in a fairly new. And I would just like go back and forth to either one. And it wasn't until later on that I thought, well, that was kind of weird, because at the time I'm like, dude, all in, I'm not spending even $100 a night. I mean, this is
crazy.
This
and
is
you
free.
Have 2 places.
Same thing with Phuket. First time I went down to Phuket to go to Patong Beach. 2 hotels. One on basically it's not called this, but Second Road. But the other one was right down the street from Bangla Road.
Obviously, I got to ask why 2 hotels.
So,
or is that something you can't talk about? So,
no. It wasn't some nefarious. I wasn't like selling cocaine out of one of them and then crack on the other one because it was inland. It was just like, well, I want a place on the beach, but I may not want to stay there every time. And then I may want a place with a kitchen, so I'll get this other. But and that was the thing, though. I mean, it was so inexpensive compared to the cost of my life in San Diego that it was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll get a second one. Like, instead, I rented a motorbike for a day, and then I figured out how much it would cost, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this hassle. And so, like, a few days later, I bought a motorbike. I bought a used motorbike for 10,000 baht on Soy Honey, which all good stories begin that way, by the way.
Soy Honey, that's right.
Yeah, but it was like 10,000 baht. And again, I was just like, whatever, And then I just like gave it to some lady I was with, girl.
I'm going there in a couple of weeks, and one of my first tasks is I'm going to buy a motor scooter over there. So that is one from Mike's Motor Scooter. I believe that's the name of it, right there on.
Oh, the guy that you rented from now?
A whole different person. No.
Oh,
he
different guy.
Sell them. Different guy, yeah, from a dealer. I'm going to get something that Kitty can drive and feel safe on and all that kind of cool stuff.
Okay, so this is an HR issue. I'm feeling like a little bit sexually,
assaulted.
$69 from your employee?
She means money,
What's going
Mike.
on there, dude?
Come on.
69. Jesus Christ.
Where's your mind, Mike?
Gutter.
Where's your mind?
Clearly, it's in Christy's gutter.
Well, clearly, she really wants to see this picture again. I mean, that's clearly
God,
what.
You're so funny. First time,
that's what
7
she
months,
just
end
asked
of
for.
March. Awesome. She's going to pay us $69 to see that picture?
I don't know.
Or to hang out. I don't even remember her name. That's so horrible. Ugh. Do you remember?
Hey, so real quick, Patrick, when are you coming, Patrick? So Joe is coming in March. So awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
excited
great,
about that.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know what? Come sometime is better than no time, right? So I am glad, Joe, you're going to be here. And I look forward to meeting you and going for smoothies and whatever. So, Patrick, this is a great question for you, Mike. So that's going to be more for you than me. So let's have an answer.
So as I mentioned before, yeah, absolutely, crickets. As I mentioned before, one of the reasons that there's like probably 3 or 4, but one of the reasons I started keeping track of every single thing that I spent was because my buddy, their longtime friend, basically a guy I've known like 30 years, basically a brother to me, he was really up against it. And he was like collecting unemployment, and then he was like not even collecting unemployment. And of course, he looks at me and he watches enough videos and he's like, oh my God, it's so cheap to live in Southeast Asia. What's going to cost me to move over there? And a lot of people think of that as based on the amount of money that it costs you the minute you step off of the plane in Suvarnabhumi, and now you're spending money to live here. Well, I can tell you that by like prep time, there was absolute cost in that. And when you can mute that, right? Like that's a possible technology option. I'm just kidding. Is like I spent probably in my first week here, okay, because I needed to like do stuff and I didn't have an apartment and I didn't have a condo and I didn't have my first week here. I probably spent $2,000 because I needed to do some stuff. And then like the next 3 weeks of that month, I probably didn't spend another $2,000. So the short answer is I eased into it. But a very important number, I believe, is the amount of money that it cost me basically once I was like fully committed to moving to Thailand. And what I mean by that was I had given my 30 days notice. I was no longer going to have a monthly
Nervous.
rent payment.
Yeah.
I sold my car at CarMax and then took the bus home after that, and
That's
then got
awesome.
a rental car that I knew was going to be my transportation to the airport, that I would then jettison that and leave that there at LAX for me, and then completely move to Thailand. But there's things that happen. Like, I was moving to Thailand. Okay. So I'm at the airport and I think I got all my ducks in a row or whatever. And the guy's like, oh, you got a third piece of luggage and it's over, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be like $350 or $450. Well, my one-way ticket only costs $450. So all of a sudden the price of my plane ticket like doubles, right? But I didn't care. I was like, dude, I'll give you $500 right now to get me on that plane to get me to Thailand.
And plane tickets have gone up. That's for sure. So
they have, but I will tell you that, like, there are some routes that are just so still reasonably priced. I mean, shoot, dude, 2 days from now I could fly over to Bali for $100. That's friggin' free.
Yeah.
So the other thing too, Patrick, is that when I did move over here and started living here full time, it wasn't my first time being here. One of the reasons that I was so confident that I could do this thing was because the previous 7 years to moving here permanently, I spent going back and forth. Like, I did my first trip on vacation and totally overspent, because that's just, I believe, what you need to do to figure stuff out.
You got to get the Pattyaya out of you.
And I got the Pattyaya out of my system, and then I, went to the Philippines, and I certainly got the Angeles City out of my system probably within about 3 days, because that place is a dump. And but
another video, guys, another video.
Yeah, that's going to be subscriber only as well. But there's definitely a transition, and I will also tell you guys that there's going to be stuff, which is why I have never done a cost of living video. I do a cost of life video, because my first year moving over here, permanently over here, well, basically in the first 12 months, but the first like full calendar year, I got hit with an audit from the IRS in 2020 for my taxes that I did in 2017. And trust me, I had every single receipt, but I didn't have all of the paperwork at the ready. So I simply had to pay the cash. Well, that was $10,000 out of my pocket, because I needed to pay the federal and I needed to pay the state. Now, again, to be fair, it wasn't because I broke the law. It was because I made more money and the deductions I took just didn't coincide. So at the end of the day, the only reason I had to pay a significant amount of taxes is because I made significant money. So there's going to be pop-ups like that. Additionally, I mean, again, so there was COVID, so there was crazy stuff. But, all of a sudden, to like travel over here, I needed to have $100,000 in $1,000 in insurance coverage. Okay. And when I first moved over here, I'm like, I don't need more than like $1.5 million baht worth of coverage. And sadly, one of the litmus tests for that, and the reason that I chose that number, is because many people will know him, good buddy who was a YouTuber, Kevin Burt, he got cancer. Yeah. And he went to Bangkok Hospital, B&H, he went to Bumrungrad, and all in, he spent over $1 million baht, like getting treated for cancer. Well, yeah, that's a lot of baht, but it's also like 30 grand. I mean, that's like nothing to get treated for cancer. Now, again, sadly, he passed away because of the type of cancer it was, pancreatic or esophageal. The end is near. But the point is that I would never in a million years be like, oh, I need $5 million. Sorry, I need 5 million baht in health coverage, right? So that just came up. And I just renewed it now because I get a discount. It was like, but that was $1,600, so.
And that was for a year, though.
Yeah, it's for a year of coverage. And additionally, because of the way that I travel, it covers me everywhere, not the least of which is the United States for 90 days, Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, very, very expensive places that normally you can get removed as a rider. It's like, look, cover me in all of the world except for these 5 really expensive countries.
Gotcha.
So the other thing that I wanted to mention, because I just thank you for this reminder, Robbie, is that yes, we're here on Live My Ass Off. We're here on Walking in My Shoes, Thailand. We're also on the spot. And one of the things that we definitely want to have people do is subscribe to our new YouTube channel, which is also going to be our new media company. Which is The Spot on YouTube. We're now at 135 subscribers, so I'm psyched that we got a few more subscribers since last week. But yeah, youtube.thespot.fm. And once we get, so if you guys don't know, so YouTube is rolling out handles, right? So soon it'll be youtube.com/@ probably The Spot or The Spot Thailand. But, they're rolling that out in phases. But yeah, youtube.thespot.fm. Why.fm? Well, because we also have a radio station. So we have the spot.fm, and we're actually streaming our audio on that, as well as on my radio station up here in Bangkok, which is bkk.fm. But the important takeaway from this just little aside here is that the Spot is going to be, a very sort of encompassing media company. Okay. So it's not just going to be a radio station, but it's going to be, with the skill set of Robbie and his team being able to advertise your business on Facebook soon and Instagram, but also YouTube for sure. And then TikTok and, that sort of thing. Cause we're going to, really allow stuff. Yeah.
Bot
because
buses.
You're super, yeah, exactly. Physical advertising, T-shirts, right? Music, partying, fun, and stuff. So, anyway, I wanted to just kind of give a shout out for us, quite frankly, but give you guys a little bit of sort of background about why we're doing this, but also what's coming soon. How can I get the Cool Kids Table members only? Oh my God! Well, first of all, you need to quit that damn job of yours, and get
Mike,
your butt over to the land of smiles. I'm sorry.
Christy's making it so I could get there. No, you stay there. You stay working, Christy, please. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So speaking of like soy honey, also known as Lady Boy Juice. Oh my God. Oh, I understand why she's saying that, right? Because she doesn't know that soy means avenue. She thinks it means actual like soybeans. Soy honey.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why it's called honey. No, it's called soy honey. If you don't, do you know why it's called soy honey, right?
Yes, because of massage parlors. That's correct.
Yeah. There's a
hey, dude,
there's a fish bowl.
How about this, Ryan? Do you remember this? Prestige Worldwide. Come on, Mikes. If you don't remember this,
no. What is that reference
Ryan,
to?
thank you so much. Prestige Worldwide. Prestige. This is from that movie. Step Brothers. So you guys are.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
If you've ever seen that movie, I know you guys are laughing. So.
Oh no, I've never seen Step Brothers. Wow. Well, who's in it?
That would be like Will Ferrell, and pretty hilarious. It's just, pretty darn funny, and it's a great scene. I'm sure Ryan will mention it here in just a second. So I definitely appreciate it more than you know. Yeah. Let's see here. Christy says that job is the only way I'll ever get to visit Thailand. I love it because we're making plans. So,
good answer.
So you know, I am going to the Philippines probably in December and then also in February. And Christy's going to be coming over to the Philippines. So to do training with the team.
That's
my
great.
The company I'm working for we're all going to go. So it's going to be pretty awesome. And I know Christy's excited right now and tickled to go. So it's going to be really kind of cool. Hey, Paul. Paul T. Hey.
Good to see you, Paul.
Going? Yep, good to see you, buddy.
Paul, I want to thank you again, even though I haven't used it yet. Thank you so much for the recommendations and the code that you provided for the API into Google's YouTube chat. Mariano, my buddy, my coding buddy, and also someone who pays attention to the chat regularly. He and I are going to be using that code to make a very cool plugin. I promise. I absolutely promise.
So, and this comes from Megan, probably because you haven't seen Step Brothers. That would be my guess. Oh my God, Step Brothers, Will Ferrell, and the other funny white guy.
The other funny white
There's only two of them. There's only two
Chris
of them.
Farley is the only other one.
Isn't he dead?
Yes.
Okay. He doesn't
Talk
count.
about a great way to be funny.
3 a.m. Good night, Dennis.
How you doing, brother? Dennis is from the old country. He's up there with his sack of potatoes, walking around in his underpants.
Good to see you, Dennis. From
he always
gives
me shit about coming on. It's like it's too new, or it's too early, or it's too late. I do wish I felt assaulted. That's absolutely totally accurate. Hey, okay, so where's Ryan from? Ryan's Adventures. Do I know Ryan? Is he on your channel or my channel? That's the downside to this. I can't tell. So there's me. And then, no. Okay, he said, "Oh, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you coming by, dude. Always good to see you." Oh, wait, is he on the spot? Oh, dude, any of you guys watching or listening on the spot, please say something in the chat. I would love to know how many people we got from over there. That is just, it's just so awesome.
Is Joe a moderator? I think Joe's moderator, right?
Joe is definitely, let's see. Joe is definitely, Joe is definitely a moderator on my channel. And I'm trying to think Let's see if he's over on the spot. But regardless, one of the things that I find very interesting is, quite frankly, the constant debate that there seems to be about what it costs to sort of, live over here and be over here. Yeah, Joe's over there on the spot. Thank you. So Go-Go Hopping, he made gogohopping.com. Thank you, by the way, for watching over on the spot. But one of the things that I wanted to mention is the whole not like to drive or ride on Thai roads. So again, that's kind of like saying, what does it cost to live in the United States? Okay, so it depends. It's a very big place. Mm-hmm. I would never drive on the roads in Thailand. Now, it varies, dude, because I will tell you that on Sukhumvit in Bangkok, depending upon traffic, it's actually safe. I mean, when there's no traffic, then people can go a little fast and it could potentially be harmful to your health. Whereas if there's traffic, nobody's moving. You're literally sitting there basically walking. So that's not too bad. That said, I will never drive a motorbike in Bangkok. That's just bonkers crazy. I would never drive one on the freeways here either. But I'll tell you, man, when I go to Koh Phangan or Koh Samui, not so much Phuket anymore because people there are a little crazy when they drive. But any of the islands, if you're on Koh Larn, dude, and you rent a motorbike, it is Chillsville, Pattyaya, I actually stay away from motorbikes over there. I know Robbie's very comfortable driving, Jomtien Pattyaya, but I don't know, maybe it's gun shy. Maybe it's my experience that, my first trip there, I ended up with a massive hematoma on the side of my face. I was in the hospital and all this nonsense, busted up my motorbike that I just bought. So I don't know.
Did you have insurance? Did you have Thai insurance on that motorbike?
I didn't have insurance on the motorbike, which didn't matter because it's mine, right? So self-insure effectively. And then my health insurance I didn't need because the examination that I basically needed at Pattyaya City Hospital there on Bacau was no money. Thank you for an amazing night. How many women have said that to me?
For 1629.
Good douche. How you doing? Best 1629 I ever spent. Absolutely. Thanks. And then, of course, thank you to YouTube because we'll see $7 of that.
We'll see. I think so. Well, you know what? That's a couple of smoothies for sure.
So this is a great thing because you're in business and you're in some degree of tech, but he says hard to turn down the software engineering salary. Maybe I should work for you guys instead. Well, so I have an opportunity for people to work and make no money, but the good news is you'll pay no taxes because I'm a startup and I'm fully funding this laundry app out of my out of my passion, my foolishness. It's just, it depends on how you want to label it, but yeah, it's going to be a fun project, dude. It's going to change the world.
Well, and one of the things I've learned on retirement is, at 52 years old, feeling like, man, it's just another day passing me by. I mean, I can make definitely the mid 6 digits easily doing what I do now. Actually, quite a bit more.
Mid 6 digits? So $500,000?
I think so. I think I can get it up there for sure.
Really? Wow.
I think. Oh yeah, it'll probably take me 2 years to do that. To where it's a regular type. I'm having a good year this year, but leaving that
as an individual will have $500,000 in annual income.
No, I could do it. I think I could. I actually think I could. Okay. Based on what's going on this past 2 years right now, absolutely.
Good for you,
and
man.
that is dealing with the right people and leaving that behind to live this life of mystery and working with the spot and making $100 on a Saturday. That's better than nothing.
That's the goal, right? Initially, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah,
that's going to be fun, and I think it's going to be a lot more than that. I think that mid 6 digits is definitely going to come through. I could see it, Mike.
I did that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a dreamer.
No. I mean, dreaming's good for one, but I mean, I did that. 1 year I did 675 and I just about killed myself. It was so hard. Looking back, I probably could have made even more and not killed myself if I enlisted the help of others or more others. But that's the entrepreneurial curse, right? It's just okay, am I going to do this all on my own or am I going to bring in people that potentially aren't going to do it the way I do it? I mean, it's a, ego challenge.
Yeah, and for me, like you, I think moving here wasn't about money. It's not about
No.
money, other than we're not going to spend a lot less. It's
Mm-hmm.
really about living that best life and downsizing. I mean, I just want to talk about that real quick because I'm asked all the time, what are you doing with
Yeah.
all your stuff? Are you
Yeah.
storing it? Are you?
Yeah. Totally.
So, I mean, I got rid of the BMW. Now I have a van. What, I mean, what the heck is going on? So, I mean, honestly, you guys, stuff, money controls you. If you really think about it, I worked corporate America for 10 years and paid extremely well, very, very well. And I hated every second of it. I did not like it. And my thing is, yeah, like Paul just said,
Mm-hmm.
value time more than money. It's huge because you know what? No one lays on their deathbed saying, I wish I worked those 4 hours of overtime. They're
Mm-hmm.
saying, I wish I went with Robbie to Thailand. I mean, let's
Basically.
face it.
Yeah.
I
Duh.
wish I was with Mike's having smoothie and Reef and Patrick, who's coming on December 10th. I
Saw
wish I
that.
was with those guys.
Right on,
Yeah,
Patrick. You're in
totally.
my calendar,
You,
buddy.
yep, you got it. So I wish I was with those guys because really, you're not sitting there going, I want to make, I mean, I wish I can make more money as you're dying. So I know that sounds morbid, but it's very
No.
peaceful for me because that's what I've done. I've downsized my life
Yeah.
into a tiny apartment. You guys, I had a 5 bedroom, 2.5 bath, full kitchen, dog, cat. I even had a fish, by the way, a goldfish, just to put it all together.
White
And
picket
to
fence.
yeah, we're talking 6 years ago. I had all that.
Right.
6 years. Yeah, and a teardrop trailer. Did the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you know, I missed a lot of my son. I missed a lot of my family, and to be able to downsize it, man, it feels so freeing. I would not exchange it at all. So
I would
there you go.
agree.
Motive, baby,
Um,
motive.
I understand the whole, knowing on their deathbed, wish I worked more, that sort of thing. I sadly, though, maybe you've experienced this. I've definitely had, very good friends that are, that were effectively on their deathbed, even before they were out on their deathbed, and they basically couldn't do
Yeah.
anything, and they had these wishes of doing other things. And they were like, I wish I saved more money. I worked more
Yeah.
and had more money, because that's a distraction, at the end there, if you can't afford,
And
so
what's beautiful about
yeah.
Thailand is it's not too late.
No,
I
absolutely
mean,
not.
it's
There's still
not too
plenty of
late.
Thailand over here.
And not only that, it doesn't cost that much. So in other words, if you waited to the end to set your retirement up, or maybe you're living off Social Security, I think Social Security, I don't know, pays $1,500 a month. I'm probably wrong, but I don't think it's much less
Well,
than that or much more.
well, that
But you take
depends.
that,
Depends on how much you made and how many credits you have. You have to have a minimum amount of credits, right? No amount of working years.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not, it's not a ton of money. But yeah, for the sake of argument, you probably count on $1,500.
Yeah. So, and again, Mike's just told you guys what's he spending this month? $1,500. I'm
Yeah,
not
if
saying
that.
you could live some great rich life on $1,500, but Mike's lives pretty damn good, you guys. I
So
mean,
this is a good point, though, to what you and I are talking about. Joe says, I love work. Sorry. And trust me, dude. I came over here and I told my buddies, oh, yeah, dude, I'm quitting my job. I'm moving to Thailand. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to stare at my foot. Day 3 over here, I'm meeting with developers over at the Hyatt. So in other words, I love it too. I don't love working in a factory, arc welding an item over and
yeah,
over and over again. But I mean, Robbie and I mean, when he comes over here, the first week he's over here, I doubt we'll be at a beach.
I'm going to be in Bangkok. Mike, you
He's going to be
walked
in
out when I
Bangkok.
told him. Yeah, I told
Oh,
them all when you went
yeah,
to your
yeah.
break, I'm actually going to spend a week in Bangkok.
Week. Okay, good.
So just so you know,
Yeah.
I'm going to be hanging out with you at the studio. We're going to have the
Dude,
new
big
studio,
time.
hopefully.
Yes.
And yeah, so we'll be together.
And
That sounded bad, guys.
we may have a moment. We may need to shine up together as the big mattress, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are familiar with, I know that someone mentioned this last time because we talked about having the big mattress. And yes, that is the name of the morning show, one of the more famous morning shows and one of certainly my more favorite morning shows out of WBCN in Boston and Charles Laquadera. Yes, absolutely. But the good news is most people aren't going to know that. But I love some of the work too. And again, if you're doing what you love, you're not working, right? Because I had someone ask me, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that why the spot is around? Because you and I both love to work. I
Yeah.
mean, we're not doing this. I mean, yeah, we want to make money as entrepreneurs. I mean,
Sure.
it is our excitement, right? It's the way I get excited. It's like, whoa, I created something.
Yes,
It's awesome.
absolutely. Definitely.
So, I mean, like you
Time is
said, I
better
love to
than
work.
money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love your
But
comment.
if you don't love what you do, you know what? Retire and go love what you do. And thanks for the comments, guys. We definitely are reading them and we're letting you all read them. And they're
Totally.
coming from multiple channels. So, like Mike said, we're on the Spot YouTube. It's called the Spot Thailand.
Hmm.
YouTube, Live My Ass Off, Walking My Shoes Thailand, and then a numerous of Facebook pages. So,
We are. Yeah, we're
yeah,
on Robbie's Facebook page. We're on mine. But additionally, if you're just wanting to, do the audio, and if you're basically into talk shows, but if you're into rock music more than that, bkk.fm, where you can hear this show right now every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. What were you
podcast.
going to
Are we
say?
there yet? Are we on
So,
podcast yet?
So the short answer is yes, but I need to change a few things. I'm still testing it. And what happens after the end of the show, I take the
Awesome.
audio, and so it's in Google Podcasts. But the problem with not the problem, we're new to it. And so therefore we basically need to prove to them that we're going to keep doing it. So I uploaded one and saw how long it takes. At the end of the day, we need to basically have 5 or 6 that are up there for Apple to trust us and for Google to trust us, Spotify, that sort of thing. I don't
So
know
we
if
will
we're
be
gonna
on
get-
Apple eventually.
We will. Yeah, absolutely. And there's not a whole lot of cost to it, which is actually, pretty cool. But the YouTube channel, we definitely want you guys to subscribe to. And don't forget, there's also the reason it's youtube.thespot.fm is there is the spot.fm, which is basically what Kiss FM Pattyaya is going to be transitioning into.
Yeah,
And,
awesome music.
So yeah, I think both of those kind of offer a big thing. But so to Lex's comment about $4,000, if he waits until 2033, that's in current dollars, and then of course you don't have that to cover your expenses in Makati. Absolutely, I mean Makati, arguably, it's sort of the nicest area of Manila. I'm not a fan. I stayed there for several weeks before coming over here. I also had to do some business at the Thai embassy, so I was in that area of Manila. But for my money and for my enjoyment, Bangkok is better. But I can tell you that I had one of those estimates done, and I believe if I wait till what's the latest you can take Social Security? 70, right? 70. You have to take it. I think.
That, man.
But mine will be like 4,000. 5,000. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? If you don't need it, then it's just great to let it sort of accumulate. But yeah, I think it's something that I'm definitely integrating into a number. And like you said, someone else said, retiring early is great. You just got to plan ahead. I mean, guys, here's the deal. Yeah, I'm not spending a whole lot of money over here, but please do not interpret that as I'm recommending you commit financial suicide and basically drop everything. And if you're making like $250 as a software engineer, I get it. It's like I always said, to these students and stuff, or the younger people that I would mentor that worked at the university or worked in IT in general. They'd be like, oh my God, I want to live like, they wanted to live like me living in Thailand at age 48 and they're 28. And I'm like, no, dude, kill yourself. Absolutely kill yourself making money. Work 40 hours a day. Work 60 hours a week. Do not work. Work 7 days a week in a row. And, put all that cash in the bank.
It's going to be what you value, right? I mean, really, me, it's all about my time. And like I said earlier, that's not to be a misunderstanding. When I say 500,000, I'm meaning to have that kind of money in the bank, saved up to go do what I need to do. Annual salary will be definitely in the 6 digits. Leaving that behind isn't because, I'm just done with my money. I'm ready to take the next chapter. Got rid of the BMW, got a van, which is kind of weird, guys. I know.
Down by the river.
But yeah, the whole idea is I'm, at 52, I'm ready to live my best life. And if I can retire, I mean, how many people do we know that retire at 52 years old? Mike, you're one of those guys who retired young. To do what you're doing.
To be fair, I don't think I could have done it and been comfortable and not been distracted by the cost of things. I couldn't absolutely retire in Coronado where I was living.
No,
my monthly net was
Thailand.
But in Thailand, I mean, it's a big delta. But again, your living is different. I mean, Gracie and I are living in I think it's 58 Maybe it's 52 square meter, 1-bedroom
Yeah.
condo, similar to what Robbie has, right? A 1-bedroom condo. His overlooks the ocean, but for the most part, neither of us are paying over $400 a month in like the rent, electric bill, and internet, that sort of thing, whatever. But that's much different. I mean, again, now the 1-bedroom house I had in Coronado, I will tell you, it was worth $1.8 million, but I got a smoking deal and I was only paying $1,650 a month, because the lady that I was renting it from, I was also taking care of her house. But it was, it was basically the guest house right in front of the pool on this mini estate in Coronado. But my rent was $1,650, but my silly car was costing me about $1,000 a month, and it's just like,
I rent $2,600 on some crazy change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I agree.
Here's a cool
there's a
question.
lot of, go.
Yeah, so here we go. Where do you think Thailand with the Thai baht versus US dollar, UK pound exchange rate retire? You complain about the cost of things now compared. Mike's, what's interesting is I follow a lot of YouTubers on this topic, which is big right now. If you guys can surf throughout YouTube. And with the baht just tumbling down and the dollar increasing in value, has it made the difference in inflation for an expat? Not for the Thai people, but for like you and me. Are you seeing more money?
Yeah, I mean, items, right, cost a little bit more money, but it's a little bit more money. For example, the simple answer is the amount of value you get for your US dollar over here has increased much higher than inflation has increased.
Right.
For sure.
Great.
Places are more expensive. Coke Zero, again, my Diet Coke index that I use, basically, it's a little more, like it's 1 baht more. It used to be 18. I think it's like
how
19.
much is it? There you go. 19 baht is 19
what?
What? $1? Not even a dollar.
It's about 50. With the current exchange rate, it's like 55 cents, I think.
And that's for a soda pop that I would pay for at a 7-Eleven here in California, $2.50.
Exactly. 19 baht easily. Is 51 cents. And that's my whole Diet Coke index, because I will tell you that the price of a Diet Coke at a 7-Eleven in San Diego, same thing. $2.59, $2.79. You get all excited when it's like 2 for $2.99 or whatever. Singapore, same thing.
Water.
Dollar, right?
Water come on. I paid $2.29 for a 16-ounce water at the 7-Eleven during my road trip in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, gas station.
Yeah, at the truck stop. Yeah.
Yeah, truck stop.
I said 7-Eleven, but it's a truck stop.
No, I know what you mean.
This is insane. And this in Thailand
crazy.
is what? 6 baht? 7 baht? What is it in Thailand for a 16-ounce water?
I just bought some at 7-Eleven. It's like 8 baht,
I mean, these are just some of the prices that we're looking at living there.
So I will tell you, though, so I've been coming back and forth for 10 years, and absolutely things are more expensive here, but things are more expensive everywhere. And one could argue that over the last 10 years, most people's salaries have increased. So it's kind of like, the price of stuff is going up, and then your salary goes up, the price of stuff is going, so I mean, there are some organizations that'll give you at least a 3% raise kind of thing, cost of living adjustment sort of thing. So anyway, it's more expensive than years ago, but my dad also bought a BMW for $1,100 in 1970. So I mean,
that's awesome.
Right. I mean, it's one of the first, So how will that affect retirees in the future? As far as I'm concerned, that's it's going to affect them positively. As far as I'm concerned, you're going to be able to get a lot for your money over here.
So, Mike, we're on pretty much our last 15 minutes of our show. And just so you guys know, you guys can find me on my channel, Walking on My Shoes Thailand. Find Mike on his channel. I live my ass off and full of great content, both different types of content on the channels. Subscribe to both. Check it out. But I definitely want to get on to a couple quick tips about holiday or expatting over here. And for me, I want to, my tip is to a lot of guys is do not fear the public transportation. Take that darn public bus, the one with the wooden floor that drives
to the
bottom of the road. I did. Remember, I have it on video. I have it on one of those videos.
No, sorry, I missed it. I love the bus.
Yes. Take public transportation. They're super friendly. They will take your money from you and not try to scam you. They will give you your change back. I handed 20 baht. Public transportation is golden. You go everywhere. And the cab drivers, you know what? Meterum use Bolt app. So it's BOLT. It's a green app. I think it's awesome. Mike's, if you have something to chime in on the app, I would definitely love to hear what you got.
I definitely have used Bolt, and I had fine experience with it. For me, it's more convenient to use Grab because they charge my credit card directly. Bolt is a cash-only app. But, much like in the U.S. where guys will drive for Uber and Lyft at the same time, over here they drive for Bolt and Grab and, that sort of thing. So, Bolt,
great
you're right.
Prices,
great prices. That's the other thing, too. I mean, again, if you're looking to save like a couple of $100 for example, in Pattyaya, we were in Jomtien for the live stream, right? Gracie and I took a Bolt from the hotel in Jomtien to the bus terminal, and that was like 100 baht or something. And then our bus was, it's 131 baht up to Ekamai, basically. That's not the one that goes to the airport. But anyway, I agree. I think public transportation is a dynamite way to go. And in Bangkok, you absolutely do not need a car. I've totally rented a car. That's easy. But BTS, MRT, SRT, State Railway of Thailand, that goes all over the place. And everywhere I go, I can absolutely get where I need to go using a combination of like what Robbie said. Just, the trains, the buses, and Bolt.
BTS.
Taxis,
Oh my gosh. The BTS is just, man, it's
awesome.
Phenomenal. And you can come here by yourself. You don't need a translator. You guys, I mean, this just kills me. I get the excuses of people saying, oh, I'm scared because I don't speak Thai. I'm like, I speak nothing. I mean, very little.
It's a fair.
Kitty thinks I speak it.
She thinks you speak Thai?
She thinks because I understand stuff. I just guess.
In Bangkok, it is an international city, and I will tell you that the more business I do, the more people speak English. Like I met with an accounting firm basically yesterday, and the entire time was all in English. I agree. I think being debt free is awesome.
Great
I can tell you that
Thanks,
I have debt, and I've been completely out of debt. And, it really, the amount is not relevant.
I have business debt.
And sure. Yeah. And
Joe, if you want to help me with my business debt, it's only $250,000 left. It's okay. It's not much.
Yeah. But that was that, not the payroll protection plan. It was the thing done from,
right after that. Yeah. So I took that money out, and with the way interest is going, all the people who did not max that out are kicking themselves now. Interest right now, the feds have continued to raise the rates. I mean, you're not finding home loans under 7%. You're not finding car loans under 18, 20%. It's insane what's going on.
That business loan was what, 3%?
3.57%, 30 years. Didn't pay a dime until after 2 years. I mean, this is incredible. And it's a 30-year business loan, which is unheard of when the most business loans is usually 7 years.
Right.
At like 6.5. So, and who knows? We might have forgiveness for that. So, I don't know.
During the next pandemic?
During the next one. It's coming. Chicken flu or bat flu. There's going to be something that, I don't know, a country. Let's name a country. Maybe Ghana is going to come over with. I don't know. We told China last time. What's another country we could blame it on? I don't know. Who knows, right? And you know what's cool about Thailand, Mike? I really love, and we don't talk politics here, which is great. I some paper over our faces. I didn't even think about it. I mean, you really do forget stuff.
Yeah, I mean, 2019, 2020. I mean, you got to remember at the beginning of COVID, there was effectively there was very little negative sort of results in people's lives. Absolutely, people died. People also die from the flu. They die from car accidents, that sort of thing. But there was statistically, it was insignificant, the amount of like sort of people getting sick in Thailand until Omicron. Then it basically started spreading like crazy, and then the vaccine became available shortly thereafter.
Panic.
So it was sort of good timing. But yeah, the other thing, it was panic. I mean, I had a lockdown here. I mean, it's one of the reasons I started doing live streams, as every other YouTuber that normally would travel would do. But
if you guys have any questions, be sure to put them in there. We got a couple minutes left. We'd love to answer whatever y'all got. And
Absolutely. And if you don't get a chance, or if we don't get a chance to get to your questions, or you think of something afterwards, absolutely send us, either of us, an email. You
boom.
can, either Mike's at thespot.fm or Robbie at thespot.fm, or you can reach us at the emails that are below right now. For me, it's Mike's at livemyassoff and .com. And then for Robbie walking in my shoes 2020 at gmail.com.
Yeah.
But the easiest thing to remember is just Mike's at thespot.fm and Robbie at thespot.fm, because it's ideally where we're going to be. Yeah. And tune in
every Saturday, 8:00. This is it. Every Saturday morning, the morning mattress, or however we're going to call it. But you guys tune in. Yeah. So
we're gonna be doing a lot more, actually. Once Robbie get what? I hope not, bro. Let me double check. Thank you so much for asking / letting me know. Where are you watching from, Paul? Nope. I just literally hit refresh and I heard "let me double check." So I got us on YouTube. Hopefully you're still able to watch us, but thank you for letting me know. Maybe just me back. Okay, yeah, and it could have been us too. So I apologize. It would have been rare that it would have been. Absolutely. Thank you for coming back, Paul. Just so you know, if it was one of us, then it's that individual person. Rarely would we both go away, because Robbie's on the other side of the world right now. And so sometimes he gets jittery. Sometimes I get jittery. But anyway.
I get jittery.
I get it. He gets a little jittery. He gets really excited now that he's moving to Thailand.
Yes.
So how about some more? I think we should leave with another tip. What about another tip? You got it,
Mike. I did my tip. Come on.
You did yours?
Just the tip, baby. I'm looking for
that's all you want?
Tip from you. Just the tip. That's right. Any more than that might be require too much work.
I'll tell you something that happened to me just the other day. Just because you contact your credit card / ATM companies and let them know you're going to be over here, and just because you have a travel notification on your card, does not mean that it's not going to work. And I was paying my health insurance the other day with my Fidelity card, which a lot of you guys know, Fidelity and Schwab. They offer these amazing cards. They work all over the world. They refund 100% of any ATM fees. They give you a great exchange rate. They don't charge, And I get a call from my insurance company. Yeah, your card was declined. And I'm like, what? So then I used another one that already had a travel notification on it through Chase. And I try to use it. It gets declined. And I immediately get an SMS text that basically says, hey, so we saw this charge on your credit card. And again, it was $1,600. So I kind of appreciate the fact that they did that. It wasn't like $100. My point is that over prepare for your life in the US to transition that to over here, because just because you let them know doesn't mean it's going to work all the time. And the Wise card that Robbie is showing you, I completely agree with that. That is it's a very, very good solution, especially for transferring money. I use Wise all the time. I don't use the card, but Robbie doesn't have Thai bank accounts. I do. And then that's the other thing, too. If you're going to be coming over here back and forth regularly, I highly recommend you commit to a points card. Yeah. And even if you're like, I hate United, doesn't matter. They're part of, Star Alliance and the other ones like that. So
Citibank is an international.
Yeah.
International.
Well, they're all international, right? I mean,
this one is recognized. I've used this card when I buy show tickets. So seeing the Tiffany show, which is a ladyboy show there in Pattyaya.
Wait, you went to that? I didn't think it was open.
It was amazing. Well, no, I went to 2019.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So because I used a city card, which is it's some international privilege card, because I used that card, I got 200 baht off my ticket. And that happened to several different places. And I'm like, why? And they go, well, it's recognized. And then another YouTuber says he banks at Citibank because it's recognized for his Visa. So in other words, you have to have a Thai bank account. And I guess he opened his Citibank in Thai. And
Citibank is absolutely over here. I see what you mean. Kind of like HSBC or yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's Keys1 on his YouTube channel. That's his name. Little shout out to that fellow right there, Keys1. So I believe it was him. So do we have another question right here?
Let's glad you guys are still here.
What do we got here? Love it. I love Joe. Joe, you're such a cool dude. Giant windows in your bathrooms.
Doesn't
Not in
make
the
any
States,
sense to
we
me
don't.
either. Doesn't make any sense to me. What's crazy though in the hotels here, right? They have between the bathtub and the bed, they have that big thing of glass. You know, so you're
I
standing
think
in the
that's what he's
shower.
talking about.
That occurs. I had those constantly in my rooms in Las Vegas. It'd be so friggin' annoying. I mean, you know, you got the blind, right? And you can do whatever, but I don't know. But on that note, first of all, let me say thank you to Joe. Thank you to Reef. Thank you to Christy. Thank you to your brother, Alan, and all of the other folks that gave us a ridiculous amount of money. Reef, always,
you
know,
guys.
you're
It's awesome.
always fantastic. Dude, totally love you guys. And, you know, I hope that when you come over here, you'll let me buy you a smoothie. I'm actually going to have smoothies later today with MetTech. He's over here, if you guys have seen him in the chat. Yeah, he's over here in Bangkok. So I'm going to take he's on the other side of the Chao Phraya. So I'm actually going to take BTS all the way over.
So, Mike's, you know, we should do this when I come and here in December, you know, after the 10th, when Patrick's there, a bunch of guys are there, we should do a meetup. What do you think?
Dude,
at the studio?
I love that idea.
And do a live. What do you guys think?
Dude.
And if you're still on, let us know in the comments. Let us know by attending next week's show. That'd be awesome.
We should definitely, we'll definitely talk about that next week. I think that's a great idea because it's so cool. I mean, again, it's how you and I basically started hanging out. You know, you and I just had our own meetup, ate bagels for 3 hours, talked about changing the world. So, yeah.
I know. Bagels, baby. All right, man. So.
Good. All right, gents. Well, hey, with that, it's Mike's from LiveMyAssOff.com along with my very good friend,
Robbie from Walking in His Shoes, and go live your best life because if you're not, you're not living.
Indeed. If you're not living the dream, guys, you're doing it wrong. Cheers. Thank you so much for